Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 409 for comics originally coming out October 18th, 2017. Before Drew and I get into what's coming out in your local comic book shops this coming Wednesday, I was out last week, and we've got a little bit catching up to do, and we have a full show for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we do. First and foremost, we'd like to shout out to our comic shop of record, Cowabunga Comics, at cowabungacomics.com with a K, Cowabunga with a K, at 102 North Main Street in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. You can communicate with them if you have any questions about what they have to offer at eric@cowabungacomics.com, or check them out on Facebook.com/Incredicow or Twitter.com/Incredicow. And we switched over, and we've been happy, and we've got more reasons to be happy because
no doubt
they're giving us the opportunity to get it's a Stanley Artgerm Lau Phoenix #1.
Yeah, Eric's pretty on top of things.
Yeah, it was originally a 1 in 100.
Mm-hmm.
We're
big fans of the Art Germ. We've been getting a bunch of his covers, be it your Robotex or your cover B for Supergirl, one of the hot artists. And originally, everybody's seen this really, really, really great cover of Phoenix #1 by Stanley Art Germ. We're like, crap, can't afford that, put it out of your mind. Because it was originally not necessarily solicited, but it was originally like, this is going to be the 1 in 100, which is an expensive book.
Yeah, and we think it's still on DCBS.
Websites are selling it as the 1 in 100 book
for $225.
Yeah, but it turns out
it's $250. Some people have paid $250 for it.
Yeah. But it is not necessarily the 1 in 100 book. It is open to order, and Eric told us about this. That find your, when you're ordering, make sure you order this book. It's a beautiful cover. It's the Art Germ, just regular, Stanley Lau cover of Phoenix #1 is open to order on Marvel. Now, there is a Virgin variant of that same exact thing. It is the cover, only her outfit is green instead of red. Virgin cover, that's the 1 in 100. But there's very little difference. But you are able to open to order Marvel, get a Art Germ for that cover #1.
Yeah, and if you have pre-ordered this at $200 or $250 and have subsequently not been able to get your money back, let us know. And we will shame that retailer on our podcast. I know of at least one person, and the name escapes me, so we'll shame them in a future episode on who refused to refund their money after it was switched from a 1 in 100 to an open to order. I mean, that is classless.
Mm-hmm. So just be educated that the one that is not a Virgin variant, it's got her with the flames. It's a beautiful cover. She's wearing the red suit, standard cover. That is an open-to-order Marvel variant.
Yep.
You should not be paying a premium for that in any way, shape, or form. Now, the 1 in 100 Virgin variant, that's a different story. That's altogether a different animal. But a lot of people were soliciting the standard cover as ratio or incentive base. It is not.
And if you're happy at your current LCS, please stay. But if you're not, and you're looking for an LCS, or if one of your LCS is just up and moved from its location and you have no idea where their new location is.
Yeah, off the beaten path to a tiny, what looks like an old barber shop.
Yeah, moved in one day and just disappeared. That's not a good sign, right?
And are trying to charm us back with quarter sale books dressed up as dollar books.
Books that were in the basement since 1997, and they couldn't get a quarter for them, but now they're the new dollar book. Whatever. It's a wonderful place. Another reason we're at Cowabunga Comics in Oconomowoc.
But we'll get into some of the other things that Eric has helped us suss out, because I want to go through the previews like we promised we were going to do with y'all. So I have a few things that Eric has helped me find that aren't necessarily in the previews, but things to be on the lookout for.
Okay.
But first and foremost, the first thing on my mind was that Phoenix book, because it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, and we heard rumblings of some people being taken for rides as far as that's concerned.
Nice. Are you done?
For the night? This has been Kyle and Drew signing off.
No,
See ya.
I thought you said you had more things that were being sussed out or something, and you had to talk about them. That's it?
Yeah, I was going to do that What during my previews?
During your previews. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I kind of went out of order.
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, that's a big story. That's a big thing to me.
Big story.
Any nice Marvel cover being open to order is a huge deal. They don't do that.
Because they don't usually do that. Yeah. So they must be getting some flack, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Let me see. Were you around? Yeah, you were around when we were talking about how we read our comics and opening that up to our readers, to our listeners to weigh in.
Turns out Drew only reads his comics on the crapper.
Yeah, naked. I'll be totally naked.
Just for the rest of our listeners, I'm becoming my normal illness, so you'll hear me coughing again. I will be playing the Comics for Fun and Profit drinking game this evening because I've got a little bit of I'm going to burn this out as quickly as possible, so I got my bottle here. So whenever Drew yawns, I'm going to take a shot, so feel free to pray along. If you don't hear from me, that's what happened.
You drink when I yawn or Kyle makes a sick noise.
Yeah.
So you're going to get hammered. That's awesome. Okay, this is from Julie from VIP Comics. No, I'm a little late to the party on this. But I thought hearing about how you guys read your comics was really interesting. And I would have never guessed you both primarily read digitally. Here's how I do things. I read floppy singles. I usually read the first issue immediately. Then if I like it, I get the rest of the run. I wait to read my entire pile of single issues at once. I like this better than trades because it usually costs the same as trades, and occasionally something catches fire that I can sell. Lots of bonus stuff that I like doesn't make it to trade. If I'm interested in something, but not enough to make a commitment to sub, I will sometimes pick up the trade when it comes out. I did this recently with All-Star Batman, which I'm really glad about because the trade was way cheaper than the singles, and I wasn't all too impressed with it. All-Star Batman gets filed into my I'm so confused about DC continuity that I want to just stop reading that whole universe pile. I get that. Speaking of which, why don't the big two just release some kind of database or list that lists whether comics are supposed to be canon or not? It's so confusing. I think we're looking at you, Metal. Okay, I digress. I would like to read digital, but it's so expensive to get new releases and most old stuff except for Marvel Unlimited and Comixology. Do you guys have tips for getting digital comics at lower prices? With regards to where I read, I almost exclusively read trades while I'm flying. I'm a super commuter with my job that pays the bills, so I fly quite a bit. Singles I always read after I have washed and dried my hands carefully, sitting in a chair in my living room under a floor lamp, being very careful not to damage the page's spine or cover.
With white gloves.
Keep up the white work, guys. Oh, that's kind of cool. Super commuter on a plane. That's interesting.
Yeah, highfalutin.
Well, go Julie. She said, so do you have any tips on getting digital comics at lower prices? Yes, I would suggest you start your own podcast and reach out to all the publishers to review their said comics, and they will sometimes share review copies and review PDFs of their comics with you. And that is the best way to read digital comics, and I do that quite a bit. I can try stuff in advance before the close date to know if I want to read it, or I can sample it with digital preview copies and then hunt down the good stuff if I want to. So that's how I do it. And then if you are shady, you can find them. They're out there. You can go do a little exploration on the interwebs, and you can find digital comics that way. Otherwise, yeah, you got to pay. You got to pay full boat through Comixology or other sites to get their digital comics.
And you know, similar to HBO logins and DirecTV logins, a lot of times people share digital media with their friends.
Mm-hmm.
There's been occasion where I've said, "Hey, let me read your digital book."
Yeah. And you can always find a Marvel reader who's a floppy reader that gives you their codes. That's always fun too. Or shares their Comixology login, so you can just check it out that way. That was really cool. Thank you for sharing that, Julie. We appreciate that. This is from JT Kent. Loving the podcast every week. Can you please have a discussion about judging the potential value of second printings and beyond? I occasionally miss sold out issues, first issues. They end up having great reviews, leaving me with an agonizing decision to make. Recent examples were Animosity #1 and The Realm #1. So do I track down the issue on the secondary market, paying that higher price, or buy a second printing, or give up and trade wait? For Realm, my sweet wife bought me a copy on Amazon for $14. Wow. Including shipping. Well, for Animosity 1, ended up buying a third or fourth printing because I really wanted to read the issues, but I assume it isn't worth the paper it's printed on. I'm not really an investor seller, but I'm rather not be wasting money on books with no value at all. I now buy all trades digitally since they don't have any value anyway. What are the criteria you guys use for deciding when to buy second printings?
Okay, first rule. If the second printing
wait.
Oh,
he's not done.
Sorry.
If they use a different or modified cover, does that then give it back its value? Thanks for helping me with this math problem, and keep up the great work on the podcast. So now go ahead.
First and foremost, if it is a different cover, completely different cover in every way, shape, and form, not just a recolor, not just anything else, that is almost always worth it because those become chase. The numbers are always lower for a second print, and if it is a completely different cover, you will get your completionists that have to have that. If it is simply a red version or a blue version or an orange bar instead of this, where it just simply says second cover, that's not necessarily even relevant. But if it is a completely different cover, those ones are almost always worth getting because, like I said, anybody that has the first will usually chase that second, and those tend to always sell out. We tend to like sketch. When the second print is a sketch, that's often bodes well as well. I remember that with things like Injustice. Second print was a sketch on a couple things, and like the third printing of the proposal was a sketch, so that was actually hotter than the second printing because it's just a better cover. Drew and I differ on things like Robotech #1 second printing. She was winking, and I said, "That's awesome, I have to have that," and Drew said I was wrong. Turns out I was right.
God,
that's a situation. But if it's like DC does, where it's like, oh, the bar is now orange, or it's lighter blue, those have zero value.
And I tend to shy away from books that aren't fantastic, or if they've sold super tons. So if Rebirth goes to a second printing, after selling 1 million copies and has a different cover, I'd probably stay away from it, I'm thinking. And then if there's something like a Nick Fury, which I think is hot garbage, that #1 goes to a second printing, and even if it has a different cover, I'm not going to pick that up because I don't think the content is any good or collectible.
Yeah, so, and you have to keep your eye on things like Marvel, because Marvel will greenlight a second printing while there are still first prints everywhere and nobody even clamoring for that second printing. So sometimes there's no real rhyme or reason to why there's a second print for some. I've seen Marvel do it more than most, is why I say that.
Yeah, and I don't know that the big two really change their covers up that often. Who's great at it is Image.
Yeah.
Image does a lot of, when their stuff sells through, they offer that new printing, usually in the FOC, along with the issue 2. So you have the chance to both get the second printing and hop on that train and get issue 2, so that you if you missed the boat on that series, you're able to catch up, and so that's good. And I like that. And then the FOC, you can usually see what that cover's going to look like too, and that's nice.
And Marvel had those MATA second prints for the Legacy or Generations or whichever one it was. Those were a connecting. So that is a situation where a second print is a good thing as well, especially since they're planning on putting everything to a second print, regardless of sales. But it becomes the overarching thing. One thing that jumps to mind is I think it was the third print for Walking Dead that created the 5-issue long connecting variant for Negan's first cover appearance.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Really cool second and third print variant.
Yeah, that's right. And we just today I ordered a second print of Slots by Dan Panosian. It had a really cool new cover that was pretty sweet, and I really enjoyed that first issue. So not only did I want to get the second print of the first issue, but I also wanted to get that second issue because I was just sampling it. So it was a good opportunity to do both of those things. I haven't done any tracking on long-term values. Those are my rule of thumb, and I don't know how often I'm right or wrong on that.
Second printings are usually a quick flip as well. They don't tend to continue to go up, as time goes on necessarily. It's mostly, oh man, they only made 3,000 of this second printing. More people than wanted are clamoring for them. I've got one I can double and triple up right away.
Now, are you still using Comic Realm?
Yeah, I'm still logging my stuff, yeah.
Does that give you the print runs of second prints?
No, just first.
Where do you get the print runs of second printings?
A lot of times when we go through Comic-Con, we'll see it down on the bottoms, and it says the reprint. So we've seen that information on multitudes of occasions.
Oh, based on the following month's Comic-Con numbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
So like when we look at like the numbers we're getting ready to talk to you later, Generations Hawkeye and Hawkeye #1, the reorder, which will be the second print, is a 12,000 print run of that Mata connecting variant. Dark Knight's Metal, #1. Remember, we talked about it going back to the second print because it had a lot of destroyed comics on the other one, so they had to do a second print just mostly because of damage. It has a print run of 9,111.
I got
you. Awesome Hulk that everybody was looking for. The second print of the Weapon H 7,000.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I like that. That's really cool. Mm-hmm. That's good information. And so it's you're gonna have to wait at least until the following month to get that information.
Yeah, but for the most part, for like Walking Dead second prints are usually super rare and 5,000 at the most. So those are usually fairly standard to grab right away.
Yeah. Well, that was a pretty good segue. Let's go to the numbers. We talked about the top 10. Well, we didn't talk about the top 10. I talked about the top 10 last week because I was left in the lurch by my own family.
I took a nap.
Yes. So, what we were wondering... I was wondering last week if Marvel Legacy would do as well as Metal before it. And I don't even remember what I said. Did I say it would probably do 250?
Yeah.
I think I might have said that. You listen to the show when you're not on it?
But of course, sir.
Wow, that's dedication, Holmes.
One of my favorite podcasts.
One of them? You're not going to equivocally say that's your favorite. That our podcast is your favorite. It's just one of them.
No. You'll hurt yourself if you pat yourself on the back that hard.
Well, anyway, I wasn't that far off. It did nearly 300,000. Of course, Legacy didn't have a 1 in 1,000 variant.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it did.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, because we know our good friends at Cowabunga did 1,000 of these bad boys and got that big variant. So yeah, and sold it very quickly, I believe. So yeah, Marvel Legacy #1 did almost 300,000. Big number. Did you read it?
No.
Didn't read it. Huh.
Didn't want to.
Didn't want to. Wow.
And I heard bad things. I heard it.
I thought it was okay. I liked it. Then we have Dark Knight Metal coming in at #2. That did 150,000 for its second issue. So down 121,000 copies from the previous issue. But only a 44% decline, which is pretty good for a 1 to a 2, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Then we've got Venomverse, which did 105. We've got Batman 30 and 31, which did bracket the $100,000 or the 100,000 mark, like I thought it would. So 100,000 for Batman 30 and 98.5 for 31. So they dropped 0.7% and then another 1.5. So it's back below 100,000. And we'll see if 32 continues to drop. What do you think, Kyle? Going to continue to plummet?
Yeah, it's going to go down.
Not plummet, but drop a percentage.
No, I was going to say it's not going to necessarily jump right.
Yeah.
Which one's proposal or answer to proposal?
I don't know. I don't think I've read it yet, so it must be 31. 30 must have been Days of Wine and Roses. Or Days of Jokers and Riddles, Wine and Roses. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? Is that like a Rolling Stones album, maybe? Jeez. My brain only can hold so much information. So then we had Harley Quinn.
Okay, 30 and 31 was Jokers and Riddles. The one that did not even track, I believe 32 is the secondary issue of the proposal, or when we kind of get back to current times. I think that'll be up. I think people are more looking for that than necessarily were reading what turned out to be. No, 32 is Jokes and Riddles again. Friggin', is it
33?
33. Yes, 33.
33, isn't that Joel Jones?
Yes.
She's perfect for that issue then. All right. Nice.
Yes, that is Yep, artist Joel Jones.
Very cool. I thought it was out. So it must have. Both of those came out? 32 and 33?
33, 10/18.
No, that hasn't come out yet. Because I thought you read it and told me what the answer was.
I did. I saw it ahead of time.
Oh, okay. All right, nice. So Harley Quinn Special, it comes in at rank 6, and it did 97,000. Harley Quinn still got it. Walking Dead up to rank number 7.
This is our princess issue, so
Gotcha.
People clamored for this. This also had the late to order cover B.
Yeah,
it had the secret pink variants of as well.
Yeah.
So
which we struck out on.
Explains the swinging and miss.
What did we get? 12 copies of that thing between us, and still no pinks.
Yeah, no doubt.
Ridiculous.
It happens.
Yeah. So 84,000. That's a really nice number. That's up.
Yeah.
What'd you say? 28% almost.
Yeah.
That's great. Up 18,000 copies, and that's pretty much all equated to that bump. So then we have rounding out the top 10, Batman the Red Death, and Batman the Murder Machine at 81,000, 78,000, and then Old Action Comics Lenticular Edition 987, 71,005, cracks the top 10. So good for them.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
What else looks interesting in the old list?
Biggest thing I want to point out is at number 19, Teen Titans number 12 jumped 71%. That is, sir, why we tie in with Metal on smaller published books. 33,000 the previous month, up to 57,000 because of the Batman Metal.
Because it's on the checklist.
That's right, because it is part of that.
Yeah, put it on the checklist.
Yep.
Good call. And is that the same thing with Nightwing?
Yep, same thing with Nightwing.
Which is up another 18. Nightwing 29 at rank 29 is up 55.45%. Suicide Squad
below it as well.
Up 50%. So those
DC able to gain some footing and some stuff because of their tie-ins.
Yeah, those titles got healthy. Will they maintain that health?
No.
You can go plummet right back down, or people.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They won't even.
Nobody will care.
But for that month, it's a sweet little bump.
Sweet little bump, and then that's it. Okay.
Yep.
Very good. I'm trying to go down and see where Saga is. Saga landed down another percentage point. 700 people dropped off of it. Probably just switched to trade. And those people now account for 40,582 single copy readers. And it's dropped to the top. It's still in the top 50, but barely.
Yeah. We talked a lot about Mr. Miracle #1 when it came out the previous month and how it was a pretty sold through and hot book.
Yeah.
Not much attrition between 1 and 2, only down 13% from 1 to 2, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
So people sticking with that, and I assume once we hit 3 and stuff, you might have more people jumping onto that one because it was a hot book.
Nice. Star Wars Adventures over at IDW dropped to 32,000, so about a 34% drop. So it didn't catch fire like it could have, but it's doing okay.
Still a win for IDW.
Still a win. 32,000. It is their highest seller, so yeah, it's still a win.
Yeah,
and it's selling about the same as the Wonder Woman Conan crossover. With it, Conan is Dark Horse, Dynamite. I don't remember. Titan.
One of those
could have been any of those. I don't remember who has that license. Bloodshot Salvation. Valiant launched a new #1 to 28,000 copies. That is a new Bloodshot, so people were interested in checking that out. I hope they stick around, because everything else is sub 10,000.
Yeah,
from them
down there.
Seven to Eternity #9 sold 22,000 and continues to leak a little bit. Dropped 6% again. Lost another 1,500 readers in the single issue. That Jerome Opeña art is beautiful, but not a lot of people reading it, or not as many people reading it.
Okay, so check it out. Here, things that Drew hates, but I'm still going to explain them anyways. Let me see if I'm right. Okay. So at rank 10, we have Action Comics 987 Lenticular. At rank 12, we have Action Comics 988 Lenticular. And then these also appear again on the list at ranks 99 and 101 for their standard editions. So they are on here at the $2.99 price point. They are on here at the $3.99 price point for the standard and lenticular covers. So Drew likes to add those two together there to get its actual number.
What would that addition be?
Let's see. On 987, we are going to take 25,000, and we are going to add it to 71,000. So we're going to put that book just shy of 100,000.
So in between the Batmans.
Between the Battage. I think, yeah, it would have been right between Batman and Harley, or right under Harley, I think.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah. So when you see the attrition on the standard covers, it's just people jumping to lenticular for this month.
And then, didn't they decide that they're going to change that model with the Marvel lenticulars are going to be counted with the regulars?
I am unaware. Again, if it's a different price point, it's a different SKU.
Yeah, makes sense.
Wait. You fought me tooth and nail. Didn't
at the time. I was angry.
Okay.
But if they're consistent and they stay that way, different price point, different SKU, okay, no problem.
They're also not consistently showing us books that are $1, so just making sure you're still okay with that too.
If it's under $1, they don't show it to us.
Oh, that's right. If it's under $1, they don't show it. That's what it is.
Yeah. If it's $1, it works. Under $1.
I'm still mad about it. I still want to see those numbers, so I'm still mad about that one, even though they're consistent.
It's stupid. It is stupid. Yeah. That's what happens when you're a monopoly. You can make stupid decisions and live with them.
The aforementioned Realm #1 at 126, 17,441 for what is a very good book, it seems, and a very small print run, so a good ceiling on Realm.
Yeah. Elsewhere.
Oh man! Sorry for a second. Sheena. That's a small print run for a book that I think I got a J. Scott Campbell cover of. So that's pretty awesome.
What's the number?
127. Dynamite Sheena #1. The cover A is a really cool J. Scott Campbell. So looks like there's not a ton of them out there then.
Very cool.
And our girl. That's awesome. At 128, Redlands #2, issue 2, losing only 145 books. So
yeah, not bad.
Almost no attrition from 1 to 2. That is awesome. That is a fan base saying, I'm with you for this ride. Take me there.
18,000 of them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We have Outcast 30 dropped to just slightly under 3%, and it seems to be winding down. Do we have an end point on that?
We do not. I think we actually just started a whole nother story arc.
Yeah, it feels like it's about over.
No.
Big battle coming, and there's nothing to do after the big battle.
Oh, there's plenty of different spirits.
I don't see it going past 40 or so. Do you?
I'm taking the over, sir.
50 then.
I'm taking the over. No,
all right. I'll take under 50. I'll take under 50. You take over 50.
Can I have 50 or over?
No. 50 goes to me.
Okay, I'll take it.
You're still going over?
Yep, I'm still going over.
Yeah, I don't see it. We'll see. We've got Elsewhere. Dropped a couple of percentage points for its just second issue down to 14,500. Really good read there. Gasolina, nice debut. 13,000 copies from Image. That's enough to make a little money on if it gets hot. Black
Drew,
Monday Murders came back for some reason out of nowhere.
Yep, 15 weeks late.
Is it?
Yep. Don't scroll down any farther. Our boys at Southern Bastards are back. Do you know how many weeks that was late?
I see 31. I already looked at it.
I see 31.
That's crazy. Poor guys.
Hey, I'm just happy to have it.
Yeah. 31 weeks is a long time. That's 6 months, isn't it? More than. Wow. Descender. 4% drop. It is down to 13,000. And now we are outside the top 150. Injustice 2. Still doing.
Again, it makes its hay digitally.
We think it does. Yeah, we think it does really well. And so this is a nice chunk of icing. 12,000 additional copies. I like the print run of Injustice. I should be all in on this, and I shouldn't have. I enjoy reading it digitally, but I should have kept getting all the print copies too. So I've been going back and trying to pick those up because I think they're great stories and gonna hold
that
up.
Tom Taylor written on the front, I'm in.
He good. Snot Girl came back with its 7th issue.
Yeah.
And dropped about 9% off that one, and it's a little late.
Dang, what was Hard Place about from Image?
I tried to get through it. It was not good.
Okay, because issue 2 dropped down to 4,000. So a book that could not afford it dropped hard.
Yeah.
Well, Lark's Killer dropped like crazy too for Devil's Due First Comics. Dang.
Rick and Morty continues to defy attrition and now is climbing again. Up above 10,000 copies with its 30th issue.
Jeez.
And Oni's only appearance on here? No. Yeah. There's 2 Rick and Mortys on here.
Oni has Damned on here as well.
Oh, I missed that one. Sorry.
No worries.
Makes my point much less impressive.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to just pull the rug out from under you.
Don't confuse me with facts.
I'd do it again. I just didn't mean to do it in that case.
Yeah.
Van Helsing versus the Werewolf, number 3 from Zenoscope, selling the exact same number of copies as it did the previous month.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Defies logic.
All right, Drew, anything else you can suss out from the numbers or anything
No,
else you need to know about the month of September?
I mean, there's some good stuff down here, but it's all selling pretty slowly or lowly, and sometimes those small print runs will pan out, but sometimes they're too small and nobody cares. What are we doing next? Are we going to do our previews picks for the month and then go to sneak peek for next week?
That sounds awesome.
All right.
So we promised you guys we would kind of give you an insight into just kind of how some of the things that jumped off of the page when we go through previews. Not necessarily telling you have to get them or not, but just things that, when we're looking at them, we stop and pause for one reason or the other. Of course, I always start in the Marvel book, and my brother always yells at me. So, starting in the Marvel, we have Phoenix Resurrection. That's, again, where we wanted to talk a little about the Art Germ variant. That's what we were talking about. That's probably the one to get because everybody's looking for those, and you can get it for cover. So, do that. There is also, this is information from Eric, there is a lenticular for this that is not solicited in your previews. It does not say anything about a lenticular cover for Phoenix Resurrection #1. However, there is a lenticular available, but it came out late and it was not in previews. So you are able to get a lenticular for that, but you'll probably have to ask specifically for it. There are 3 books that have unassigned lenticular covers. Phoenix #1, Avengers 675, and Guardians of the Galaxy 150s. Those will be under-ordered as far as lenticulars because they were not in previews as lenticulars.
Excellent.
So just FYI on those. Those are going to be things that may be sought after because people didn't know they even existed. If there happens to be a big lenticular audience. Going on through previews, I stopped on page 8 to talk about Black Bolt #8, just simply so I can say I talked about it, so Wolf won't yell at me again.
Yes, Wolf, that's for you.
That's for you.
Which, I'm telling you, Black Bolt #6 was great.
That's I did hear that.
That story really finished cool, really, really great. I just assumed it was over. Mm-hmm. Like, that was a great 6-issue mini. And then I'm like, so there's going to be a 7. What are they going to do? I can't wait to find out because it was really fun.
Thank you. Next, follow me to page 16 for Hawkeye 13. Drew, we have an awesome LH variant cover by Greg Smallwood that is an homage to Hawkeye #1 from our Matt Fraction run.
All right.
So I thought that was pretty rad and something I might pick up just because I like the way it fits in my collection.
Well, you must get Moon Knight #190. The great Max Bemis and artist Jason Burrows, and some of the preview pages I'm seeing for this look awesome. So definitely pick that up. And I'm kind of all in on. I did go all in on everything from the first Legacy,
except for the one high-end variant.
No, I went and pulled the trigger on it.
Did you?
I
Holy
did.
Cow.
Yeah, I did.
Look at you.
So I got every single one. So that's like 5 covers, 6 covers. I mean, it's just nuts. That's just a sickness, a Moon Knight sickness that I have, and I don't know why. I can't explain it.
The thing we say we'd like to stop happening, you fed into?
I did.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, I am a hypocrite. And I don't know if I'm going to continue to get all the covers of all the Moon Knights. But I don't know. I just had to pull the trigger on the first one.
If somebody could clip that out where Drew just says, I am a hypocrite, and tweet that at me, that would be much appreciated.
That is a new meme.
Yes. On page 21.
Oh, wait.
Oh, sorry.
I read Punisher Platoon.
Issue
#1. Okay. It was so good. It was like, reminded me of the great Sergeant Rock comics that I read as a kid. It was part
There's a shout out to Sergeant Rock in my preview spotlight as well. So just It felt like that when I was reading that first issue, and there's also some intrigue going on with the people telling the story about Castle's time in Vietnam, early Castle. But that first issue was a great start to it, so I'm psyched. So that is a 5-issue series, I believe. 6-issue series.
Yeah.
Got you.
And I don't know if I pre-ordered that issue, but I'm going to take that. If I did, I'm taking it with me to the convention in Economawalk at Cowabunga where Ennis is going to be. because I think it'd be cool to have him sign that because it's a really good read.
Very, very cool. One thing I'm not sure is a good read. On page 121, we have conveniently the 100th issue of Tales of Suspense featuring Hawkeye and Winter Soldier.
Where did that come from?
I don't know where that came from. Completely out of left field. Why it would be a Tales of Suspense title. Spoiler alert if you're not caught up in some of the Marvel stuff. It starts with Black Widow is dead, but someone is still killing her enemies. So we've got the two ex-boyfriends of Black Widow teaming up together to find out what's going on there. Yeah. I just thought it was kind of weird that, issue 100 of this obscure Tales of Suspense series is going to do this.
Did we have a conversation about Hawkeye not being a legacy but not counting any of the previous Hawkeye runs?
We've talked about that that was a lot of fuzzy math to get that number. And
it's 13. It's 13. Is it just Kate Hawkeye stuff? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know why they're not combining them and just telling any Hawkeye story they want to tell in it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know. I'm confused. Whatever. What do you think about Marvel 2-in-1? Are you excited about that? The Thing coming back?
I think the Thing, and is it just me or does the Thing look really weird? Like the art.
And that's Jim Chung art.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Chip Zdarsky's the writer.
That's cool. But, and I have good memories of Marvel 2-in-1s, and I always see them when I dig through old boxes. I'm like,
Well, let's go over it now. Okay, so when Peter Parker Spider-Man comes out, where's that on your stack? How quickly do you read it?
Not real quickly.
No.
There's too many Spider books.
Too many Spider books, and it's not been outstanding.
Correct.
It's been okay. Correct. Okay does not get top of the stack, so.
Correct.
I'm not really, and I don't know if I want another Yuck comic right now.
Correct. And nobody's claiming for members of the Fantastic Four.
Well, I don't know about that.
Seriously, nobody's asking for any members of the Fantastic Four. Nobody misses them.
I want the whole team back.
Why?
You don't remember the Fraction FF run?
I do. I own it all.
It was great. It was good.
There's not. I'm a firm believer that there are very few good Fantastic Four runs of anything.
Come on, you awesome. Kirby, the first Galactus.
Yeah, that'll give you. There's
first Silver Surfer. You're not.
That's the same thing. That's the same run.
Is that 48? Is that the same issue?
They're the same. It's that same arc. That's great. Other than that, it's just
First Inhumans.
No, absolutely not. You're not pinning me with the First Inhumans as fantastic.
Well, Wolf and I are big Inhumans fans now. So
you are not a big Inhumans fan.
I am. I haven't seen the show yet, but I like 2 or 3 of their books now.
There's like 50 of them, and you like 2 of them?
I like 2 or 3 of them, yeah.
So you a big Mosaic fan now?
No, who's that?
That's
Is he an Inhuman?
Yeah.
Do I have to like all of the Humans, or can
you have to like at least 50%?
I like Black Bolt and Medusa.
That's what?
And the dog. And the dog.
And a dog. Oh yeah, that weird dog.
Yeah.
No.
That doesn't count. That's not enough. Count.
Can't give it to you.
All right.
But okay, I do not miss FF.
In the latest Spider-Man, one of the Japanese mafia girl asked Peter Parker or asked Miles Morales if he was Inhuman, and he was like, I don't really know what I am. Like it was possible. Like it was possible that he could be an Inhuman instead of. But he was bitten by a spider. This Miles was still bitten by a spider, right?
I can't remember what happened in the Ultimates universe that he came from or whatnot.
I think so. Well, he came. So
can we just at Comics for Fun and Profit, Comics Fun Profit, and tell us if you know why he would be confused and what you think he is.
And did he really? Is it the Miles that was Ultimate that is here, or did we just retcon that and now it's just a new Miles that was always here in the 616. And
see, I'm under the assumption it was the Ultimate guy that came in, but then we got
Genki though.
Are magically alive, and
we got Genki, and Mom and Dad changed, and then we didn't get the girlfriend, not Little Kitty Pryde, the girlfriend. We didn't get her. She didn't come.
She didn't make it.
It was really, really hazy. Marvel, why do you do that? Why do you do that stuff?
Why you do this? Okay. On page 24 and 25, we have Amazing Spider-Man / Venom Incorporated Alpha number 1.
Oh.
I only call this out because Slott is writing Venom.
Yeah.
I'm curious what he does or how deep he dives in this thing.
I don't care.
Peter Parker, Eddie Brock, and Flash Thompson have one major thing in common. The Venom symbiote changed all of their lives. The inky black alien lifeform is doubling down on our heroes, and they're not the only ones about to be put through the ringer. Venom Incorporated kicks off here and rolls into Amazing Spider-Man and Venom as a familiar face rises to a new level of villainy. 40 pages, so of course they're charging us $5.
Nice.
Let's see what else tickle my fancy. Page 35, the Mighty Thor 702. I'm not reading this, and like this cover, I don't want to see this. I mean, it's not intriguing to me. I'm pretty much out, and I'm not being pulled back in by anything. I don't think.
Okay.
Just kind of.
We got our 50th Star Wars title. This one is called Last Jedi Storms of Crate, number 1. And I was like, maybe I'll check it out, but then I see it's written by Ben Acker and Ben Blacker.
Yep.
And
I have that flagged for that.
They're garbage.
For that exact reason.
They're terrible.
They've never been everything I've given them multiple chances, and
it's all garbage. They're awful.
Yep. Page 49, we have Spirits of Vengeance number 3. That's just a Dan Mora cover. I always point those out to you. Okay, can you tell me on page 77, the X-Men Grand Design number 1, a $6 book by Ed Piskor. What is this? And is it just an old rehash?
I don't know. I know the price is not right.
Correct.
But it's Ed Piskor, Hip Hop Family Tree.
Yep.
Creator. He's doing a new series chronicling all of X-Men history. So it'll be in the spirit of Hip Hop Family Tree, where it's telling the long history only in little vignettes, Ed Piskor style. I am so in. I don't even care about the $6 price tag.
Even at $6, you are
even at $6, because this is going to be a thick book. It's going to be
it's 48 pages. That's 2 advertisements more than
that's
regular.
2 book. Comics that are normally $3.99, so you're saving $1. It'll be great. It is going to be great. I am all in on this.
And it's one of 2. There's only 2 of them.
Yep,
in the
I
series.
want them both, and then I want them when they get collected in a hardcover, oversized. I want that version of it. I want it all. I love Ed Piskor.
There we go.
That's me.
And there you go. And cool. That's what I want. That's the information I wanted to know. And now it's just going to be a question of whether I can get over that $6.
No, it's a hard no for you. I know.
Yep. Okay. And the final thing I want to talk about in Marvel is on page 86, your girl Ashley Witter with the Dr. A for number 15 cover.
Yeah.
Not my favorite Ashley Witter cover, but
yeah, she's phoned some of these in. So I'm cooling on her a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pour all my attention into Joelle Jones stuff.
Good to know.
And Fiona.
Oh, yeah, and Fiona. Jumped into the previews, and man, I'm trying. I'm trying with Dark Horse. I'm trying with IDW. None of their stuff even made me want to stop.
What about Giants?
Okay, talk to me about Giants.
Giants number 1, the Valderrama brothers. A cataclysm of unknown origins unleash a race of gigantic monsters whose presence has driven humanity underground. There, 2 orphans discover that the most dangerous monster is ambition, which unchecked will grow until it devours you.
Is this an IDW or is that Dark Horse?
It's Dark Horse. We go in order, right?
Yes, correct.
After we jump to the middle with Marvel, then we go in order.
I'm looking at its own book. Yeah. Yeah, I don't recognize much of the creative team, and I didn't like the art on Giants.
Yeah. And then we also have, just in time for Christmas, a Hellboy Krampus tale by Mike Mignola with art by Adam Hughes.
Krampus had its own book last time and did nothing.
Right, but this could be for the to fill the Klaus hole in your heart.
No, there is no Klaus hole. Klaus is in this. We will get to that.
Klaus.
I'm going Klaus.
No, you're wrong.
Whatever.
Okay, so that's about it in Dark Horse. So I get that. IDW.
We're not there yet. Remember, we go in order.
Oh, what's... Oh, DC.
DC. Okay. The Immortal Men #1, James Tynion IV, Jim Lee and Scott Williams. This looks pretty rad. I'm going to do it.
No.
What is this weird thing they're doing with these covers, these vertical fold-out covers?
I don't know. It's dumb.
All of these are going to be damaged. There is no way these survive. They can't do metal covers, let alone this. This is going to be awful. It's cool that they're doing all these crazy fold-out, flip-out, tri-gatefolds. And it's still a $3 book.
Speaking of which, dear online comic retailer, who shall remain nameless, that we fired recently as our store, don't put your comic books in backwards in the bags.
Yeah, freaks me out.
I mean, it just invites damages to your comics.
Yeah,
don't put them in backwards.
I think with this Immortal Men, we could get maybe a first appearance of a weird character that might end up doing something. We got a bunch of old characters, your Plastic Men's, and a bunch of things that seem kind of rad. So, this is something I'm going to at least grab up.
So this is Immortal Men.
Yeah, it's only $3.
It's your boy. I don't like him.
It's James Tynion, writer of Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, which is also back.
Yes. That was a sneak peek. Damage #1 by Robert Venditti with art and cover by Tony S. Daniels. Nope. On our next page. Another crazy gatefold comic. You're still saying no?
Yeah, no to Damage.
Okay, I'm not as big on that one, but I thought it looked neat enough.
It's another
$3.
There's another Doomsday Clock.
It looks like a whole nother Doomsday.
So you want to get to Doomsday Clock. Going to be huge. People are excited about it. You get it. Get this whole series.
Don't even think. Just get them.
I don't know how many I ordered, but I didn't order enough. I need to get multiple runs of this. This is going to be a big thing. And
12 issues.
And I wasn't excited about it at the time, but I'm getting excited about it now.
Why? What flipped that switch?
There was too much stuff going on. I was in the middle. I was reading Generations. I was reading Generation.
Drew was in his Bible, and all of a sudden,
when I have a stroke, you have to drink all the bottle, the entire bottle what you got left. So okay, so I was reading Generations. We had Legacy coming. I was in the middle. There's a metal prequel and into metal at the time. There was too much stuff going on, and they were pimping this Doomsday Clock, and I was like, I just don't have time. Again, I don't even want to think about another event.
I tried to talk to you about it. I said it was a big deal last time,
and I didn't. And I was like, I don't want to deal with it right now. And now it's too late.
It's not too late. We're good.
I'm only at 2, so it's only at 2. So I'm not that. I guess it's not that late.
And it hasn't even really hit. So I mean, there'll be lenticulars to have. Just make sure you're there day one.
Maybe.
The other book that was before those, I wasn't real keen on. Whatever the Silencer by Dan Abnett, I was not into.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, you're big on Batman and the Signal because Duke's in a yellow suit.
I think the first issue, right?
The Signal.
Wasn't that the first issue when he debuted his new suit?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was the one. And that was just, I don't know if that really got excited or not.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, page number 86. Here we go. Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Volume 2, Issues 1 and 2 by James Tynion IV, and art and cover by Freddie Williams II, with a variant by Kevin Eastman. Walk, don't run. Pick 'em up. This was super well done last time, and I cannot wait for this series that does not have, we don't know how many issues this one in. Co-published by IDW, so this one will go for a while. They're not going to stop this one at 6.
Yeah, well, Tynion's spread himself thin. He's got 3 or 4 books right now going simultaneously.
He had 3 or 4 books last time, and he did fine.
Well, fine is an opinion.
No. I'm a professional online podcaster, Drew. It's my job to say these things. And it was superb. It was one of my books of the year last year.
Okay.
Page 87 of your DC previews. We see the DC Universe Holiday Special 2017 #1. But we have creators like Greg Rucka, Tom King, Jeff Lemire, Max Landis. And we talked about it earlier, but we have things like Sergeant Rock fights the Nazis on Hanukkah.
What is this?
I'm in. Page 87, the DC Universe Holiday Special 2017.
Very cool.
So, you want to see Sergeant Rock fighting the Nazis on Hanukkah? You want to see whatever it is that Max Landis writes in this? Or Dennis O'Neil, Tom King, Greg Rucka, Christopher Priest, Shea Fontana, Josh Williamson, and many more?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Let's do it. $10. One shot. Looks like a lot of fun, and like I said, a couple things I'm interested in are in it. Stefan Stasic killing it on art for Aquaman 31 on page 89. Dan Mora is doing covers on Batgirl 18.
Yeah.
Point those out. Those are neat. If we go to Supergirl 16 on page 118, we are continuing to get our Art Germ cover Bs, so don't forget about that. That's going to be a good run to have. Big fan of that. Mora is also doing art on Titans number 18. Why did I do this one? Oh, and Sienkiewicz doing the variant covers for Trinity on Trinity 16.
So there is a 4-part crossover between Superman, Super Sons, Teen Titans.
It looks like we're solicited 3 of those 4 parts in this.
It is the Super Sons of Tomorrow, Part 1, that starts in Superman 37. And it is the Batman of Tomorrow travels to the present to prevent a cataclysmic disaster before it happens, revealing that Superboy will soon be responsible for the death of millions. But Superman will do anything to protect his son. And the Batman of Tomorrow is unwavering in his resolve to take down the Boy of Steel. Don't miss a clash of titanic proportion in the opening chapter of this game-changing story. So if you don't normally read all these books, I don't read Teen Titans, for instance. So don't forget that this storyline is going to be going over into that, and you might want to read that because it could be a pretty cool thing.
This may be our first appearance of the Superman of Tomorrow. I'm not sure how that works.
Me neither. No idea. My multiverse is weak.
Weak sauce. Drew, come with me to the Vertigo section to page 143, where I'm going to solicit you to talk about Astro City number 50.
Yeah. That's really awesome because Kurt Busiek has been shepherding this title through multiple volumes and launches and faltering and he's able to have this nice sustained run of 50, and he's done over 100 total. We kind of celebrated that a while back, and this is going to be another great one. And this is like looking at when these events happen, these secret empires and secret wars and stuff like that happens. What happens is like the regular people that get killed or their lives get destroyed because this stuff happens, and he always looks at things from an angle that are super cool. So it is pitched as a sequel to the Eisner nominated The Nearness of You Astro City Tale, which is considered by many to be the Astro City's best story ever. And I don't remember that by its title, so it may have been an earlier one that I either haven't read or can't remember the title to. So,
is that the one where the gorilla plays drums?
It's not the one where the gorilla plays drums. But that is probably the only one you know. So that'll be your answer to any Astro City trivia. That would be the answer for you. Gotcha. So yeah, pick that up.
Issue 50, very cool. Can't beat that. All right, that finishes my DC and Vertigo. And Drew, dazzle me with your knowledge of this month's IDW.
Well,
dazzle me with your knowledge.
Well, there is Assassinistas, which
that looks awful. Not to throw shade. No,
you're not even going to attempt it. Not even going to attempt Assassinistas.
No.
Yeah.
Are you going to?
It's a terrible solicit. Okay, it's an awful solicit. It's the Black Crow imprint of IDW. I don't know what that means. Or Black Crown imprint. And the solicit reads bad. The art is a little all reddish. So that'll split some people. It's pitched as Kill Bill and Venture Brothers combined. So, that's. I
love both Kill Bill and the Venture Brothers. This ain't either.
You don't know that. And then we've got Teenie Howard, who's good. We've got Gilbert Hernandez, who's good. I think this is worth checking out, this first issue, and don't read the solicit, because the solicit is pretty poorly written and does not help sell the book.
32 pages, $3.99 from IDW. 30 Days of Night #1. I like the concept of being in a place with perpetual night and vampires, so that's neat. But it's a existing title.
Yeah.
Scarlet Strike Force #1. That's freaking me out. And no. Rob Liefeld cover, if you're so inclined. And then just regular stuff. And like I said, the thing I'm still getting is I'm still on Star Wars Adventures.
Yeah.
Still looks good. Page 180, you can see that. Some red looking stuff. And
that's about it. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah. You're right. I mean, but there's something there. When you look at IDW in a monthly chunk, it's a little more impressive than the weekly ones.
Correct.
Slightly.
All right, let's begin at page 194
with our favorite
Image, and we're going to stop for just a second and talk about Rumble #1.
Yeah, what's that about?
Second volume of Rumble. We've started over. We have a new artist.
How many issues did the previous volume get to? Like 14?
It was around, it was 20 or something like that. It was good. I enjoyed it.
You get to 20 and then you start over at 1?
I mean, yeah, a lot of these things have that kind of, hey, if we redo a #1, then more people will jump on.
I get it. If it's every 6-issue story arc, I get it.
But they switched artists. They thought this is the time to do it. We have a whole new artist. It's a whole new art style. So
yeah, Rat Queens did this.
Well, Rat Queens did it because they had to, and they had such a long era between it that they decided it was the thing to do.
When's the last time a Rumble came out?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look up right now, actually.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for this. I like the characters. I'm a big fan of Rathrak and, the Scarecrow in search of his body without a soul or a heart.
Oh, God, I've forgotten all about this. Yeah.
It's fun. There's several characters. There's multiple storylines going through here. It's enjoyable. I hope it finds its footing again, and I have the ability to continue to follow it. But if it does the same thing where it doesn't come out consistently and it doesn't do a lot of things right, then even I'm going to fall behind and be done.
It is moment of silence. Everybody take a knee for the last Elephant Men.
If I take a knee, too soon.
Too soon for that. It is a moment of silence for the final Elephant Men, number 80. Richard Starkings is closing the book on his passion project, Elephant Men, and I think we 80 issues of a creator-owned comic. Hats off to him. Let's check that out. Writer Richard Starkings, artist Axel Medellin, which sometimes some of his art is fantastic, and a cover by Boo Cook, who I'm not familiar with, but probably does a lot of these covers.
Yeah. FYI, Rumble Volume 1, 15 issues.
I was closer.
Yeah. What do you think of Bonehead number 1? Top Cow.
Yeah.
Story by Brian Hill with Roald Marcellus on art.
Yeah.
The Mask is Who You Are. It looks like Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is what I get visions of when I see him.
From Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, Casey Jones, dude in the hockey mask.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I see. And in a near future, a sprawling megalopolis sees the rise of boneheads, parkour gangs who live for the thrill of physical risk and use neuro-linked helmets to augment their abilities. As a gang war threatens to tear the city apart, a mysterious bonehead rises, a man with no past who might be the key to saving the city's future. Intriguing.
Yeah.
I will probably give that one a shot.
Yeah.
Curse Words Holiday Special. I'm not going to.
The Royals 90s, the Royals number 8 cover B 90s album homage variant is for a whole album.
Sonic Youth. No, is that yeah, that's right. That's the whole album.
Yeah, I can't remember which whole album it is. I think it was the second whole album. So not as cool or iconic of a choice, but you know, he's going to be doing a few of these, so he'll be able to work through some pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the next one is Sonic. There was a Sonic Youth, there was a Weezer, and there was a whole album. Were the 3 that were going to be done on that one.
There's 4. I don't remember what the 4th one is.
Yeah. Oh shoot, there was a 4th. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Paradiso number 1 is the other new Image solicit. Rav M on the story.
We don't know.
Hamid by the fragments of the past. Blah blah blah. It not tickling me.
We've got an interesting solicit for Walking Dead 174.
You keep moving past all the number 1s for Image.
We can bounce around. It's not alphabetical.
Okay, why? You literally said at the beginning we have to go in order.
No, we don't. We know.
Just
We went once we went to Marvel. You ruined it. So it's called A Solitary Life, and it looks like it's going to follow Negan on it while he's back on his own again. It says it's written by Robert Kirkman with art by Stefano Goduino and Cliff Rathburn, with a cover by Dave Stewart, and then it says art and cover by Charlie Adlard. So I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Are they listing? Is Charlie just doing the pencils again? Is he still doing the pencils? Because we got to have Charlie doing the pencils, right?
We absolutely do.
And so is it just a weird way of listing the artists? And you got to give inkers first credit or something? I have no idea. I have no idea how they do these listings, but it better be an Adlard book inside. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if they're coming in and doing finishing and helping with the shading or something, that's fine. But
helping make it so not every character looks the same, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. But we're still going to get plenty of them.
Yeah, I'm still. Sleepless number 1. It's our girl Sarah Vaughn from Alex and Ada. Doesn't look very interesting, but she writes good stories.
Without her partner.
Her typical yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is with Leila Del Duca from Shudder and Afar.
Yeah, pass. Rock Candy Mountain's back with its 6th issue from Kyle Starks, and that first story was great. So I was super excited about that coming back.
I don't have a whole lot more in Image. Just kind of standard affairs.
Yeah. It's not as heavy with the launches, so kind of a surprise, right?
Yeah, so keep doing your standbys and take a flyer on a couple of those number ones. Like I said, there was a few that we liked and a few that we didn't.
Yeah.
The next thing that I'm really interested is in Aftershock, Drew.
Okay.
So page 261, I'm in Aftershock, and Monstro Mechanica.
Monstro Mechanica, right?
Oh, yep, Monstro Mechanica. I had my post-it in front of half of it. A new series.
Who's
Leonardo da Vinci.
Who's Paul Aller?
The guy who writes Monstro Mechanica.
You don't know him for anything, right?
No, he did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so I've read a few of those, but I don't necessarily know him. And Winona Earp is Chris, the guy who's doing the art.
We didn't like that art.
I didn't like much about that book, but I don't remember art being the reason I didn't stick with it.
It wasn't the art that was the problem. Okay.
Yeah. Leonardo da Vinci and a bunch of other cool stuff. So it seemed like a pretty rad premise. So I was like, I'm in. Then on the next page, we have Backways #1, written by Justin Jordan.
I'm back in.
I'm in. And there is a hidden nation, a nation of magic and madness, one that exists in all the forgotten spaces, your basement, your attic, the haunted house down the street. Any one of those might be a part of the Backways. So, yeah, I'm in. And there is a Ben Templesmith cover, and I always like those freaky covers by Templesmith.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm also continuing on Brilliant Trash #2 because I like Seeley, and I'm going to continue on his stuff.
And I'll still be getting Jimmy's Bastards for the Garth Ennis goodness.
Aftershock, doing well with us.
Yeah.
Doing very well with us. If we go to page 280, we're into our Archie's books. We have a super secret Jamie McKelvey cover B, where we had the super secret Fiona book last time. So, not as interested in the Jamie McKelvey, but neat to see they're still continuing with that. All right, man. I got some awesome stuff in Boom here coming up at page 296.
Okay.
Of course, we have Klaus and the Crisis in Xmasville #1. We get more Grant Morris and Dan Mora. Klaus, $8, 48 pages, full color. For some odd reason, I'm not even going to complain
You're
about
not
the price.
complaining about the price here. Interesting.
Correct. I don't know why I'm not complaining, and I'm not sure what's happened to me.
I'm super excited about Judas.
That was my next thing.
Oh, go right ahead.
Okay, written by Jeff Loveless, who I'm not completely familiar with. Illustrated by Jacob Belelka, with a cover by him as well. It is a cool premise. Judas Iscariot journeys through life and death, grappling with his place in the greatest story ever told, and how much his part was preordained. In a religion built on redemption and forgiveness, one man had to sacrifice himself for everything, and that wasn't Jesus.
Yeah, it was Judas. That's a really cool angle.
Yeah, that is a well done solicit. They give us very little, but just enough that, like, legitimately give me all four right now.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, it seems awesome. 32 pages, $3.99, full color. That legitimately is the book I'm the most excited about in this previews.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's because there's an awful lot of hype up top with the other stuff.
Yeah, with big books and events and something, but it sounds good, and I'm a big fan. And then there's not much for me until there's a maybe in Lion Forge. So, page 372, we have Summit #1 from Lion Forge. Amy Chu writing this. So, the only known surviving astronaut from a suicide mission that saved the world, and the media will not let her forget it. Now a social recluse, Val is seeing visions, hearing voices, keeping a very dangerous power inside her, and the cosmic gift she received from surviving a near-death experience is about to be unleashed.
Yeah.
The art looks really good. The pages that they give us look great. It seems like, I mean, it's not a premise that's just like, ooh, you gotta have that, but it seems pretty rad, and it's one I'm like, okay, cool. Lion Forge. I don't do a lot of Lion Forge, but this one is right up my alley.
Do you remember when I said I'm never doing anything from Chapter House? A bunch of Canadians. What do they know about comics? Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
Me saying something along those lines.
Yeah, we got letters. It was very hateful.
It was really a lot of Canadian hate. Well, that was before.
They were really sorry to say this, but that was rude, eh?
That was before Jay Baruchel bought 20% stake in Chapter House and hired himself to write Captain Canuck Year 1, number 1. And you know Jay Baruchel from Freaks and Geeks, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
And he was in that Seth Rogen movie about the
This Is Us, or This Is the End.
This Is the End, and Undecided was my favorite thing that he was ever in. He was in Undecided, which was a TV show, short-lived. And he's also on FX show that I really enjoyed, but which name is escaping me. But anyway, he's an actor. He's a Canadian. Two strikes against him right there, right? But
in the comic world, yes.
In the comic world, but so he's paid. He bought a 20% stake in Chapter House. Hired himself to write this book, Captain Canuck, Year 1, and so he's writing the origin story, and I want to check it out. I want to see what his comic book writing is. I didn't realize he was such a massive comic book fan, and that's kind of
he hangs out with Rogan. Rogan's a big comic book guy as well, so
yeah. So, I recommending a Canadian comic.
Very nice, very nice. Drew, this one's for you. Page 386. We are in Oni Press, and we have "You Have Killed Me" soft cover edition.
All right.
Written by Jamie Rich with art by Joel Jones, from the creators of Lady Killer.
This is an Oni.
Yeah, an Oni.
Is it a trade? I don't have it on my list.
Advanced solicit for February 2018 Spotlight comic.
Okay, yeah, it's not on my list.
Okay.
On the online, the
classic graphic novel collaboration from the minds behind Lady Killer returned to a new softcover format.
Oh, it is a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a comic.
Yeah, it is a $20 book, 192 pages, 6x9 format. But it's your Lady Killer.
What's it called?
Black and white art. You Have Killed Me.
You Have Killed Me. Boy, man, you really did some research on this one.
I did some digging. I want to make sure people see that I'm not just grabbing your superhero span.
So this is old stuff.
That's what I wasn't sure. That's why I was curious.
Classic graphic novel returns in a new soft cover. So this is something that's existed before.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm not completely
interesting.
Sure
Interesting.
Yeah, it's Joel Jones on art doing black and white interiors.
Yeah, those were the affordable pieces of original art at our table. We're from.
Had we known it was being reissued, that might have been a great call on us.
Yeah, I probably should have grabbed a couple of those. Doggone it. That's neat, though. That is neat.
Yeah. So, something to look into. I'm going to have to do some research because I'm not finding You Have Killed Me anywhere in a database necessarily in here. Alright. Why did I like this book? Or did I like this book? Oh, I think I was just mad at the price point. Titan Comics, page 404. Under Scourge of the Sewer, number 1, 1 of 2. A $6 book, 56 pages. So I'm just kind of wondering why Titan Comics is soliciting new IPs at $6 a piece, 56 pages, and why they think that's better than a 4-issue run. I just thought that was kind of weird.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, that's not something that I think is a good decision on their part. And we have new Quantum and Woody, Drew, from Valiant. Quantum and Woody.
It's back.
Number 1. It's back. By Daniel Kibblesmith with art by Kano. And we have standard covers. We have extreme ultra foil covers. We have Extreme Ultra Foil Chase variant covers. We have Icon variants by Neil Adams covers. And we have another of the most variant cover of all time.
Is this one affordable?
It does not say. So
probably not.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Yeah, but just for Quantum and Woody fans, yeah, the art looks really good. And if you're into Quantum and Woody, this is a good thing. And the Neil Adams cover is actually really, really, really cool looking.
Yeah.
And of course, you also have the option to do the Quantum and Woody 1 through 4 pre-order editions. That we love so much.
We love them.
Yeah. But that's all I got.
All right. Well, we still got a freaking sneak peek to do, so let's crank into that bad boy.
All right. Let's head on over to previewsworld.com. Let's click on upcoming releases. Let's find October 18th, 2017. That's our very next Wednesday. And Drew, why don't we start where we always love to start? Let's start in Dark Horse.
Nothing.
Department H or Depth.
Oh, wait.
Continuing to trug along. Go ahead.
Sherlock Frankenstein is actually a Black Hammer side project. So if you like Black Hammer, you want to check out this because it's examining Lucy Weber, the daughter of Black Hammer, before she grew up to be I don't know. Maybe it's her prequel. It might be her prequel. Just check it out.
Exceptional. All right, let's head on down to DC Comics then. Here we have Batman 33, A Dream of Me, Part 1. Following his marriage proposal to Catwoman, Batman leaves Gotham City on a quest of renewal and redemption. As he travels and fights, he encounters members of his family, each disturbed by Batman's journey, each ready to stand in his way, each ready to push back against Batman's stubborn determination to evolve into something better than a superhero. But yeah, I think the numbers will be up on this one. I think this will sell through good. We have art by Joel Jones on this one. And we have our proposal answer.
That's cool. That's cool. Yep. I'm excited.
Batman, The Drowned, number 1. As the events of Dark Knight Metal rock the DC universe, the creatures of the dark multiverse stand ready to invade our world. How can even the world's greatest heroes stop a horde of deadly beings that appear to be powerful nightmare versions of familiar figures? Find out today. That looks pretty rad. The art looks good.
Yeah.
One thing about these dark multiverse stuff, they're cool. These characters are friggin' cool. Second print of Dark Knight or Batman the Red Death number 2 or number 1, the second print of it. Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Harley Quinn variant is this really wicked Cho variant with Harley on. Wait, wasn't that last week's or is that this week? No, that's this week's. We talked to Eric about that in the FOC. A really good one to pick up before Halloween. A cool little tie-in and a really nice Cho variant on that one. That one will sell out as well. I guarantee it. Mr. Miracle number 1 and a third print. Mr. Miracle number 2 on a second print.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. Nightwing 31. Nightwing 31 cover B is wrong in the website. Drew, you not find anything you like?
Not in DC. Nothing special. Nothing interesting.
Wildstorm Lee, Wonder Woman Conan 1 and variant. All right. I was just looking at a few things. It looks like we can go ahead and move on down to IDW.
I am super excited for Kid Lobotomy. It's written by Peter Milligan with art by Tess Fowler. I like both of those creators. It's Kafka meets King Lear by way of Young Frankenstein, with a dark, demented monthly satire that follows a dysfunctional family of hoteliers will sibling rivalry, seduction, and shape-shifting eventually lead to sanity or salvation? So I'm excited about this. It'll get weird because Peter Milligan does some weird stuff, but I wanna check it out.
Yeah, this is where the Black Crown imprint starts. So this is the first book of the new Black Crown series, which is IDW's. Essentially, it looks like is their attempt to sway your images and your aftershocks less properties and more original titles. 23 pages for $4. That sounds low.
It's about what Marvel gives you.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I mean, they don't have ads like Marvel does, so I'm pretty sure that's right around the same number.
Special 23 pages of story in the first issue. That doesn't seem like a selling point to me.
Special 23. You only get 22.
Wow, the cover B looks nothing like the cover A. Looks like completely different books.
It's different books, yeah. I really like the disparate. I'm getting both covers, so.
Very well. Let's see. Star Wars Adventures #3. Looks like we got a little Finn in this one, so that's good. So, there's more yawning by Drew.
Everybody take a drink.
Take a drink.
Stupid microphone picks up my yawn. That sucks. Can't get away with anything.
I know. Anything else in IDW?
No.
All right, let's head on down to Image Books.
I am super psyched for something in here too, and it is Steve Scrossy's Maestro. So, the guy that did all the art for Brian K. Vaughan's We Stand on Guard is now doing the writing and the art chores for Maestro's. It's going to be pretty. I don't know if it's going to be a well-written story, but I really want to check it out. And it is about dumb stuff. The solicit reads the solicit's not great, but I'm hoping that the art wins me over and the story is better than the solicit. So I'm interested in Steve Scrosy.
We have many Walking Dead homage variants scattered throughout as well. Drew was all in on those.
Yep.
I was a little bit more picky. I really like
all of them
Kill
plus
the Minotaur one.
All the color plus all the black and white sketches.
That's cray right there. That's what
it is. Once you add them all up, it is crazy. At the time, I didn't realize how many there was going to be. Yeah. But once you start going down that road, you just can't stop.
See, some stuff just does not fit. Like, click on Spy Seal #3. You own that, sir.
Yeah, it's not really a great homage.
But then you get things like Realm. Realm 15 is pretty rad.
Yeah. So, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm excited for Realm. Like we said, Realm sold through great. Right there is a solicit for the second printing of Realm 1. Does not look like they did anything crazy to it, so there's no need to seek that out unless you didn't get a #1 and want it. Go ahead and grab it, but it's not a chaser.
You think because it's the same?
Yeah, I mean, it's not one that we necessarily say, ooh, the second print's going to be in high demand. The Kill the Minotaur, Walking Dead Tribute 103 is one of my favorite covers. That is a wicked tribute cover.
And did you already order that one?
Yep, I got that one coming. Anything else, sir?
No, another Kill the Be Killed. That's really high quality stuff from Ed Brubaker, so I love that. They're finally collecting the Plastic series in trade, which was really fun. Twisted little read, so that's really cool. And we're getting the final issue of Shirtless Bear Fighter. Good. It's weird and dumb and crazy and stupid, but I like it. So I'm glad we're gonna get some finish on that.
Drew, we have a February solicit for They're Not Like Us 16.
Yeah. It has a little problem coming out. And it's what's his face's fault? Eric Stevenson, who's busy doing image management, I think, and
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I think he's the problem.
There you go. All right, anything else in Image, sir? Let's see what Marvel has to give us.
Well, we've got a legacy title, Cable 150. I don't know how big of a deal they're going to make it, but they didn't put an extra price on it. It is my boy Ed Brisson doing the writing. So although I don't give a crap about Cable, I do like Ed Brisson. So I'm going to see what he does with a Marvel book, because I don't think I've read him in Marvel at all.
The Newer Mutants, Part 1. I wonder if there's anything new in the Newer Mutants.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe something to keep an eye on. Deadpool versus Old Man Logan #1. These are usually fun. Declan Shalvey writing. Declan Shalvey on the cover. Mike Henderson on art. This, I'm actually probably going to look through this to see if it's... Sometimes they hit good and they're fun. Shalvey usually does some good stuff, so I'm going to try it out just for funsies.
Well, yeah, if it's as good as Spider-Man Deadpool was.
Yeah, no kidding. Exactly.
Or is it still coming out?
That one's still coming out, but it's not the creative team we want.
They've completely dropped off.
It seems to have. I haven't seen him on it in a while.
Yeah.
Mighty Thor 700 Legacy.
That's the big one. Yep.
It's a big one. They even show us how they've come to this 700 number, and it's weird.
Yeah, the math is interesting.
Yeah. But The Death of the Mighty Thor Part 1, so includes 3 bonus Marvel Primer pages by Robbie Thompson.
And I am still in denial that it's going to be Jane Foster. So until I see her dead, I'm not going to believe it's her. Maybe they'll kill that frog Thor.
There you go. Spider-Gwen 25 Legacy. Her universe's version of the Venom symbiote. Man, I can't believe they've gotten 20 issues out of Poe Dameron.
Yeah. You were reading it for the longest time, too.
I thought it was going to be a short run. Then when I learned it wasn't, I left. Journey into Star Wars Last Jedi. Captain Phasma #4. And we just got a Wicked Star Wars trailer, and we saw a little bit more from Phasma in that one. So,
Wicked
a little bit of build up here.
Yeah, that was a good trailer.
I really liked it.
I'm interested.
This Star Wars, there might be something there.
Yeah.
Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man 5, Secret Warriors 7. Anything else in Marvel, sir, that catches your interest?
No.
All right, let's head on down to our smaller publishers, our Onis, our Black Mass, our IDWs, our Lion Forge.
I have Infernoc, but with writer Mina Elwell and art by Eli Powell. In the tradition of H.P. Lovecraft, there's the Infernoc. As Sam attempts to discover the real reason the people of her town are being destroyed, she becomes aware of mind-rending creatures that feed off the sanity of their victims. Might check it out. It's a small publisher.
We have yet another volume of Animosity Evolution #1.
I know.
A new additional ongoing Animosity series. One day the animals woke up, they started thinking, they started talking, they started taking revenge. Now they're started building. In a city by the sea, a new power is on the rise, and they're making an animal kingdom all of their own. Intriguing, but I bought it.
Who's asking for Rugrats comics? Who's that person?
Millennials.
Is it the Millennials? Was that a big deal for the generation before you, Xenial?
Yes. This is their thing.
And in that fan, I was excited because Fantagraphics was putting out an ongoing series, and it's a $9.99 book. It's a $9.99 anthology. which is killing me.
Yeah.
There is, a couple alternate books. So we've got Wicked Righteous #2, which it's $1.50. We've got Trespasser #3. That's $1.50. We've got The Chair #3 at $1. Scrimshaw #3 is $1.50. So support Alterna, Mother Russia #3, the final issue of that series at $1.50. If you have some ducats to throw their way, support Alterna. They're trying to do low price comics on newsprint. They don't have the greatest creators on there, and some of the books are better than others. Some are better executed than others, but it's fun to at least give somebody a shot that's trying to save us money. And that is all, sir.
That appears to be all I have as well. Drew, this is the point in the podcast where I ask you what your pick of the week is. What is your one book to head to your LCS? Make sure you're there when they open those doors in that morning and say, please, please, please tell me you still have a copy of what, Drew?
I was going between Maestros and Kid Lobotomy, and I'm going to go with Kid Lobotomy. I'm more interested in that because I'm a little concerned about Scroachy's writing, and the solicit was so bad. So I'm going to go with Kid Lobotomy from IDW.
I think Batman 33 will sell through like the previous one did, go to a second print, and move up just a little bit probably. Not going to be a huge deal like the proposal was, but I think it'll sell through and maybe move up in price on that first day through that one.
Yeah. And that's a good call. And maybe get Joelle an exclusive contract or something, and she can do us full time.
There you go. And I think that the 103 tribute for Walking Dead. Who did that one? What was that one? Anyways, I think that one's going to sell through, and that one's going to be hard to find. So one of those I think will be pretty wicked.
Good call. Only an hour and 40 minutes.
Yep. But we want to thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. Thank you for tagging along with Drew and myself as we went over comics originally releasing October 18th, 2017. If you want to, feel free to drop us a line at Comics Fun Profit on the Twitters. We have a Facebook and Gmails. Feel free to tell us if we missed something this week, or if you do not agree with something that we said, or if you know where Miles Morales came from. We wanted to know that as well. So, if you're listening to us on iTunes, we would love a 5-star review. We've been a little stagnant for quite a while, and you guys have done so much to get us over the 50 hump, but now we are pressing ever onward. So, we appreciate that if you have the time and abilities. It's good to be back with you. So, for Drew and for myself, see ya.